This is James Lupton for Round 8 Boxing. Delighted to be joined by Aaron McKenna. Aaron, how are you, mate?
All good. How's it going, James?
Yeah, all good, thank you, mate. Thanks for joining me. Obviously, fight night's fast approaching. Liam Smith on the Riyadh season, Eubank Jr., Conor Benn undercard. Massive fight for yourself at this point of your career. Firstly, how did this fight happen? How did it come about? When did you get the call to tell you that Liam Smith was an option?
Came, I'd say, about 14, 13 weeks ago now. Yeah, I was in negotiations with Janibek as well to fight him over in Kazakhstan, and I'd agreed to take on both, but we sat down with my team, and I think this one's a bigger opportunity considering what sort of card it's on and how many people will be there in a big stadium fight, nearly 70,000 people, and it's one of the biggest events in the UK ever, I think. But yeah, Liam Smith is a great opponent and a former world champion, and it would get a lot of eyes on me beating him.
Definitely. I mean, for you as a fighter and a young fighter as well, you're looking at obviously iron world titles yourself. How hard is it for you to sit down with your team and choose this fight with Liam Smith over a world title shot against Janibek?
Yeah, obviously you want to fight for the world titles, and I agreed to both. I was getting ready to fight either of them. It didn't matter to me, but I know what this will set up, beating Liam Smith. Like he's a well-respected fighter around the world. Beating him will set up these big fights anyway. So going over to Kazakhstan, not many people knowing about it. It wouldn't get the same exposure. But after this fight, like it would be a far bigger fight.
No, definitely, I agree. Talk to me about the prize fighter tournament in Japan. Obviously, you was in that tournament. You got your win there in the first fight, and it obviously there's a big pot of prize money at the end of that as well. But that seemed to just sort of vanish after the first round. What happened to? What was you told about that prize fighter tournament?
Yeah, it was just cancelled. I don't know really exactly what the exact reason is. I think it was to do with the Japanese or something. But yeah, it's just unfortunate for me. I was getting my big opportunity. Fighting for a huge purse out there where the winner would take $1 million and then them knockout bonuses as well. I fancied my chances getting three knockout bonuses. But yeah, I've been unlucky this past 2 or 3 years with fights like that where once I'm getting my big opportunity to get a statement win where people will recognize me a lot more for unforeseen reasons, then it just doesn't happen where they pull out or the tournament getting cancelled. So I'm just very thankful now that I'm actually getting a even bigger opportunity to really showcase myself.
Was going to ask you, or did you ever feel like this opportunity would come so soon after the tournament being cancelled and like you say, there've been a few letdowns and it's been a very frustrating couple of years for you. Did you feel this would come around so soon or
Yeah, I just was staying patient. Like I've been in the gym since my last fight and waiting for an opportunity like this to come. And fair play to Matchroom, they got me this big opportunity. Once Prize Fighter got cancelled, they've given me this opportunity. So fair play to them for doing it. And good thing I'm always staying ready for whatever comes. And I've had some good offers, and this one's been the best in my eyes. So yeah, I'm ready for this stage now.
you mentioned that you've had a few offers. One I wanted to mention to you about was one for the undercard of Paddy Donovan and Lewis Crocker. Caoimhin Agyarko was offered to you, I believe. And I asked Caoimhin about this, and he said it didn't happen because your team had said that you couldn't make middleweight. Whether or not that was just within the date or what, I don't know. What's your side of the story to that? Why did that fight not happen for you?
Well, what he doesn't realize when he was doing that talk, I'm getting offers to fight Johnny Beck, Liam Smith, and another one as well. Just a week or two before that was Edgar Berlanga. I had an offer to fight him in Puerto Rico. So as he was doing all that talk, them's the sort of offers I was getting, and them's the ones that I deserve. No, I want to become world champion. I'm not looking behind me. I'm looking in front of me, and I'm getting massive offers like that.
In terms of, he said that your team had said that you couldn't make middleweight, but you're fighting Liam Smith at middleweight now. Is there any truth to that, in your opinion, or?
No, no, nothing. There's no truth to that at all.
Obviously, yourself versus Caoimhin, I think, would be a fan favourite fight of your styles, and obviously in Ireland as well. So it's a big fight between the two Irish fighters. Is it a fight that you would like in the future? Do you think it would happen? You're both highly ranked in governing bodies. Do you think it could happen in the future?
Well, if he's in my way of becoming world champion, then it could happen. But right now, all I'm focused on is Liam Smith, and I know after that I'll get even bigger fight offers. So I don't think it would make sense. But if he's in a good stage of his career where he's getting up to world level, but right now all I can do is focus on getting the win over Liam Smith and becoming world champion. Then after.
No, absolutely. And let's talk about Liam Smith. Do you feel Liam is the toughest opponent of your career so far, at least on paper?
Yeah, definitely. Liam Smith's a very good fighter. He's a well-respected fighter. He comes from a good family as well. They're very respected, but he's a former world champion. Been in with a lot of good guys. Canelo, Munguia. Been in with Chris Eubank twice and beat him once, and he knocked him out in good fashion too. So definitely is by far one of the best people that I'll be fighting. But this is the sort of fight that I've been calling for now since I'm 21, 22. I've been ready for a fight like this for a few years now, and finally now I'm 25 years old, 19 and 0, and I'll be ready for the opportunity.
You say that you're ready, you've been calling for these types of fights for a long time. Liam Smith will obviously look at you and feel you're inexperienced, you're not ready for this step up. It's a big jump up compared to previous opponents. What do you say to that? Why are you ready for this fight?
I believe now I'm in the prime years of my career. Like I said, I'm 25. It might seem young, but the experience that I've gathered up all over the years, I moved over to America when I was 18, spent 4 years over there sparring the best people in the world, training with world-class trainers, Robert Garcia, Freddie Roach. So I've definitely picked up the experience needed and all that, but it's one I feel like I'm 100% ready for, and it's going to be some fight. It's going to be toe-to-toe action from the very first bell, and it's going to come down to who's going to take the first step back.
For Liam's style, for me, since he's joined Joe McNally especially, he's been a very exciting fighter to watch. Come forward. We know he's got plenty of heart. He's very tough. Do you feel you're sparring in America? Because it's very different in America to over here in the UK and Ireland. Do you feel that your sparring in America has put you in good stead for this type of fight and this type of fighter?
Yeah, definitely. I've been getting world-class rounds, not only for this camp, but for the last 2 or 3 years over there, over in Las Vegas, especially, sparring fighters in the top five, top 10 in the world, and come forward fighters as well, really strong guys. But this fight's going to be a war in my eyes. I think his style and my style will gel. We're both come forward fighters, like the hunter opponent styling. So I think this one's going to steal the show.
And you mentioned as well, obviously, his brothers and what they've done in the sport for yourself and your brother. It ties in quite nicely for the storyline as well in the build-up for this fight.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, his brothers were all boxers, and my two brothers boxers as well. Both come from boxing families and very good fighters as well. And it definitely does make for an interesting story.
Obviously, come fight night, you'll be looking to take his head off. But in this chat so far, I feel you've been very respectful. You've got a lot of respect for Liam Smith. Am I right in saying that?
Yeah, yeah, he's been in there. He's done it. He was world champion. I think our two styles will gel, and it's going to make a big fight anyway.
He will look at the people he's fought, and like you mentioned, obviously Eubank, he's fought Canelo, etc. And he will look at you and feel like you're not going to be his toughest opponent he's ever fought. You will potentially be overlooked by Liam Smith and his team. How dangerous is that to overlook you?
Yeah, well, I'm one of the fighters you can't overlook. I've dedicated my whole life to this sport, and he's in for a big shock if he is overlooking me. I don't know if he is or isn't, but it would be a big mistake if he is.
Some people feel like because of the ages of the two of you, that this could be a passing of the torch type of fight, a real sort of crossroads fight, especially for Liam Smith. Where does he go from here? If he loses to yourself, is he at that world level still? Does he have to look at potentially retirement? How much more motivation will that give Liam? And also on the flip side, how much more pressure will that give Liam, do you think?
Yeah, well, it's a must-win fight for him. If he wants big fights after this, he's gonna have to beat me, and I'm expecting the best version of him to turn up. I'm expecting the one that beat Eubank in the first fight, or the the former world champion version of Smith. So I know he's been training hard. I know the best version of him is going to turn up, and that's the one I want to turn up so I can earn the respect of the people watching.
For you, in terms of preparation through camp, compared to previous camps, you've probably looked at your previous opponents and felt like not taking it easy as such, but you've been very, very confident in the win. Now you're fighting Liam Smith. Not that you're not confident in the win, but you know it's a tough fight. You're probably, for the first time in your career, thinking, I'm going to be in a real tear up here. How does that set your mentality and mindset for the camp, knowing you're in for a tough night's work?
Yeah, well, my mindset is always, I train for 12 round fights. I've been ready for 12 round fights for years now, and even more. I could do 15 round fights if it was a 15 round fight, and that's the way I've always trained my mind, or my mindset is that I'm in there, and it's going to be toe to toe, a lot of punching from the very first round, and I'm as good in the last round as I am going into the first, and that's just the way I've built my mindset and my engine.
Do you think it will be toe to toe, as you say there? Do you think it will be fight fire with fire, or do you feel actually it might be at some points in the fight potentially an idea to box around him and just almost go back to a little bit of an amateur style, I suppose?
I don't think so. He's expecting probably me to come out and fight as well, and I'm expecting the same from him. But I think halfway through, he's probably expecting me to get tired, and where he's going to come on late in the fight. But that's only where I get stronger, and then that's where I'll be really strong and really picking it up. Then, after a few rounds.
You mentioned earlier, obviously, this was the fight that excited you the most out of all the offers that you had. It made the most sense in terms of the magnitude of the fight itself, what it could bring in the future. You very much looked at the bigger picture on this. But talk to me about come fight night, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in front of tens of thousands of people in the stadium, plus millions watching at home, I'm sure. In terms of that, do you feel any pressure? Do you feel excitement? Do you feel nerves? What's the emotions for you at this stage?
Just excited, yeah. It's not too often you get the chance to fight in a stadium that holds nearly 70,000 people once the pitch and all is filled out. So, what an opportunity to get, and to be part of the first ever Ring Magazine card in such a heroic event. It's going to be remembered for years to come, and I just cannot wait. It's something I've been dreaming about since the start of boxing, and these are the sort of fights that I want. And finally, I've got my chance to do it now, and it's all about showing people what I've been saying all them years is going to come true.
We talk about the bigger picture. Obviously, Turkey El Sheikh is having a big impact in the sport currently. Get a good win here. Surely he's going to sort of look after you as such, and you're going to get these big fights, and it's just going to snowball into surely world titles, if not next in the next couple of fights.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he's doing great things for boxing. The best are fighting the best again, and it's the best thing that could have happened to boxing, in my opinion. Like, it's great to see all these big fights happening, the fights that people have been calling for years, and I'm glad now to be a part of one of the events. And I want to fight the best in my division. And since I started boxing, it's just all about winning every fight and becoming world champion, and that's what I intend to do.
And just finally, so you beat Liam Smith, and like I say, Turkey looks after you. What's the dream fight come the end of the year, end of 2025 for you? What's the dream?
Yeah, well, any of the world champions, you've got Janibek, Adamez, Lara, or even the winner of the main event. Who knows what way that fight's going to go, so, or what offers will come away. But right now, I'm just focused on getting the job done over Liam Smith.
Have you got one eye on that main event? Are you looking at that as a potential opponent in terms of Conor Benn and Chris Eubank?
Yeah, well, you never know what could happen. It's definitely something that could easily happen. The two fathers were beat by an Irishman, Steve Collins, so who knows? History could rewrite itself again, and another Irishman could get in there and beat the Suns.
Absolutely love that. Aaron, thank you very much for your time. All the best of luck come fight night and enjoy a fight. We can soak it all in.
All right, thanks, James. See ya.
Thanks, Aaron. Time, mate.